Station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, DMV. We are waking up to a few clouds out there, but overall, windy conditions will be the trend as we head through your Saturday. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk about that forecast in just a bit.
And the investigation continues as police say a man is on the run after he shot and killed a Maryland judge. We'll break down what officials say happened hours before the judge was killed, local reaction, and what court documents reveal about the suspect. Plus, 2 Americans are home after being held hostage by Hamas. What President Biden has to say following the release and his promise to their families. And tonight, the North Carolina Tar Heels host the Virginia Cavaliers. That game will be on our CW network. We'll break down what sports experts say North Carolina needs to do to keep its record. But it is 8 o'clock straight up on this Saturday morning, and look at the pink hue in the sky over the National Cathedral this morning. Stunning live cam for us this morning to begin our Saturday. Temps not so bad. The wind, though, it might be a problem. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Tosin Fakile. We'll get to our top stories in just a moment, but first, let's go over to Brittany Ward. So, Brittany, what did the temps look like? How windy is it going to be? Fill us in.
You know, we're going to be seeing winds gusting upwards of about 30 to 35 miles per hour here or across the DMV. And then those temperatures, they're going to struggle to get out of the 60s, upper 50s, though, as you head further off to the north and the west. So get ready for that. Radar right now showing you the DMV the last hour. We did have some light sprinkles make their way across the district as well as Prince George's and Montgomery County. But now they are exiting the area, and we're mainly tracking dry conditions at this moment in time. Temperature wise, still fairly warm out there. 56 there in the nation's capital, 57 as you head over there to Lexington Park, lower 50s as you head further off to Culpeper and Luray, upper 40s though in Kaiser. Now overall winds right now, they're sustained at about 8 miles here in the nation's capital. 11 as you head over there to Frederick. They are shifting out of the west, but as we head through your day today, we'll see those wind speeds crank up as well as those wind gusts. So get ready for that. Highs today struggling to get out of the 60s across much of the DMV. 65 expected to be the high in DC. Upper 50s as you head over there to Kaiser and Winchester. And overall, we're going to be dealing with the clouds at least for the first half of your morning. Partly cloudy skies. That will be the trend as we head into that 9 o'clock hour. Then we're holding on to mostly cloudy skies through 10 and 11 with those temperatures finally rebounding into the 60s. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk more about that forecast in just a bit.
All right, Brittany, looking forward to that. Thank you. Well, the search continues today for the man authorities say is on the run after they say he shot and killed Maryland Circuit Court Judge Andrew Wilkinson in Washington County, Maryland. DC News Now has been following the investigation of the judge shot outside his home in what investigators called a targeted attack. Investigators say Judge Wilkinson was killed hours after ruling in a divorce case. Police say the man who lost custody of his kids in that case, Pedro Argote, the man on your screen, is their prime suspect, and they say he's armed and dangerous. DC News Now's Randy Bass reports from Hagerstown with the latest.
Yeah, this quiet Hagerstown neighborhood, even quieter tonight as neighbors try to come to grips with the tragedy that happened just around the corner from where they lived. Many of them telling us they're emotional tonight and some fearful as the search ramps up for the suspect. Tonight, flowers lay next to the home of Judge Andrew Wilkinson. Washington County Sheriff's deputies say he was shot and killed in his driveway Thursday night as his wife and son were just steps away inside their Hagerstown home. The Maryland court system says Wilkinson was also involved in his community as a youth soccer coach and a member of St. Anne's Catholic Church. The suspect in his murder, no stranger to Judge Wilkinson.
Argote is not in custody and is considered armed and dangerous.
Pedro Argote's divorce and custody case had gone before Judge Wilkinson earlier that same day. Deputies say Argote wasn't in the courtroom, but Judge Wilkinson had granted his wife custody of their children during that hearing. Tonight, the search is on for Argote and his silver Mercedes.
You know, we're a small community here, close knit, so we pull together when something like this happens.
Yeah, still not clear at this point how police were able to determine Argote as the suspect in this case. We also talked with neighbors here in this Hagerstown neighborhood about whether or not they might be willing to share their doorbell or surveillance footage with us. We didn't hear back from any of them. Police also telling us they're not releasing any photos or videos at this time or commenting on any evidence that may be involved in the investigation. Of course, the story is still very much developing tonight, and we'll bring you more details as we get them. In Hagerstown, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
And responses pouring in following Judge Wilkinson's death. Maryland Senator Ben Cardin saying in part, quote, "The rule of law is what makes our society work. It may not be perfect, but individuals like Judge Wilkinson worked to make it better and more just every day." Cardin also offered condolences to Wilkins' family and friends. And the Maryland court system released a statement as well. They're grieving Wilkins' loss, and they're actively working with law enforcement to assist in any way necessary and to provide safety and security to other judges and staff. And court records show a very messy legal battle that began when the suspect Argote filed for divorce last year. Our Michaela Newton went through those court documents and continues our coverage.
Very messy legal battle indeed, but even before the shooting happened, there were somewhat of warning signals that took place before showing that Argote could have been somewhat of a risk to others. Now, Washington County Sheriff Brian Albert said while Argote didn't have a criminal record in Washington County, officers had responded to the residents for verbal domestic assaults 2 times within the last few years. Now, in his initial court filing, Argote accused his wife of neglecting her homeschooling responsibilities and failing to properly supervise their children. Now, she did file a counter Argote of cruel treatment and saying she couldn't support herself financially. Now, days later, his wife requested a protective order saying he was harassing her via controlling her every move and threatening to abuse her daughter and even making false accusations against her. Now, court records also show that a judge, even though he granted a temporary protective order, which included a directive for Argote to surrender his firearms, it was dismissed at the request of his wife. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Michaela Newton for DC News Now.
And over in Prince George's County, a daycare worker who assaulted 2 children at an Oxon Hill daycare center will serve 2 years for second-degree assault. 24-year-old Kayla Greenwell was in court yesterday. Greenwell accepted a plea deal earlier this month. In April, several videos went viral where she recorded herself assaulting children at the daycare center. In court, prosecutors read a statement from one of the families saying they are traumatized from the situation and hope Greenwell learns her lesson. Greenwell apologized to the families in court. Well, DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and officials say the server that was hacked in that DC Board of Elections system data breach did contain a copy of voter rolls. Partial security numbers, driver's license, dates of births, and contact information like phone numbers and email addresses may have been accessed during that breach. Now, the Board of Election officials say they are reaching out to all registered voters. And in Prince George's County, the county council there wants to put restrictions on where marijuana dispensaries can be located. Leaders say residents are concerned about dispensaries in their neighborhoods. Our Yamari Sase spoke with legislators on both sides of that legislation.
So with this bill, county leaders want to ensure that new marijuana dispensaries are located within industrial areas of the county and not directly within communities. But those against this bill say this will do more harm than good.
Does Prince George's County look like a location that you think your clients would want to go to?
Absolutely not.
Eddie Pounds represents several business owners looking to open marijuana dispensaries in Maryland. But a new bill in front of the Prince George's County Council may be a disadvantage for them.
We were very concerned of where the dispensaries would go, and I'm a little concerned of having them right in the middle of our communities.
The bill will only allow new dispensaries to be located in industrial areas. District 6 Councilmember Walda Blagay says this is something residents have been asking for.
We're being proactive. When we address it, we won't have to have, it won't impact the houses, the kids in the community.
An amendment was introduced during a council meeting this week to allow dispensaries to be in shopping centers, but it failed.
When you create barriers for potential entrepreneurs to find locations, it puts an undue burden on them. And not everybody wants to go 10, 15, 20 minutes out of the way to go to what is really a retail use. Retail uses belong in commercial shopping centers.
Legay says she doesn't believe it will have much of an economic impact.
If you look at the map, there is a lot of places that they can go. So there's plenty of opportunity for them to actually get it. So we will reap the benefits, but we have to be balanced in the approach.
But others say it will.
It's a huge missed opportunity. And I do believe that because of this undue burden that's being placed on these prospective social equity applicants, we can almost guarantee that there will be lawsuits against Prince George's County.
Reporting in Prince George's County, I'm Yamarisa Say, DC News Now.
And in some health news, Black women are 3 times more likely to die from a pregnancy-related cause than white women. That is according to the Frederick County Health Department. And that's why one local organization dedicated to bringing awareness to Black maternal health is hosting a free Black Maternal Health Summit this weekend. That organization is called Black Mamas Building Bridges. Experts say Black women are also more likely to have a preterm delivery and have a baby with low birth weight. And disparities in maternal and infant health may reflect increased barriers to care for Black women. The summit this weekend will feature panel discussions, workshops, networking opportunities, and vendor showcases.
We wanted to actually bring key stakeholders together in the county so that we could really gain buy-in for people to pay attention to Black moms and Black women in the county.
As a result of some of the experiences that I've had, along with so many of the other women that are part of Black Mamas Building Bridges, we felt that it was time to really have the summit to really highlight the disparities.
That summit is from 10 to 4 p.m. at Hood College Rosenstock Hall Auditorium. You can get more details about it on our website, dcnewsnow.com. And CVS says it's removing some common cold medications from the shelves because of what's in them. This comes after the FDA found an ingredient in the medications that wasn't effective. It's called phenylphrine. The FDA's non-prescription drug advisory committee says it is putting emphasis on removing products that are not efficient. All right, and new in Tech Talk, a Chevy Chase, Maryland startup is using artificial intelligence to help doctors diagnose diseases like cancer. The company was at day 4 of Startup Week in the district. Dr. Maura Shika is the founder and CEO of Cub Is Me. She's a radiologist who wants to make diagnosing cancer easier for patients and doctors.
And what we want to do instead is create the Google map of cancer, where we integrate complex data, not just the imaging, but clinical data by sublocation. So, for example, for breast cancer, what this is going to mean is more precise, more personalized screening.
The startup is still in its early stages of developing that app.